So morning yogis, the first class of the year 2024, so a lovely relaxing yin to ease us back in after a little while off. So as always, have a moment just to settle in whatever position you want to start in, seated or lying down. And let's just have a few moments to center ourselves and just sort of come into this space. We've had a little bit of a break from the norm over the Christmas season, so just coming back into our routine again. How does your body feel after a break from your yoga practice as well? It's only been about a week or 10 days perhaps, but what do you notice? A little bit of stiffness creeping back in, or tightness? Perhaps there's already parts of the body that you can feel now that you think, oh, that bit needs a little bit of a stretch today. I'm looking forward to that. So just, excuse me. So just concentrate on your breathing. Just draw your awareness there for a moment. Observing the inhale and the exhale. And just relaxing a little bit more with every time you breathe out. And what's your intention for your practice today? Is it the same intention that you may always have, or is it a little bit different this morning? With it being the new year, do you have a New Year's resolution or intention? So when you're ready, if you're lying down, just hug the knees in for a moment and have a few moments to rock. If you're already seated, maybe just gently move. We're going to come into seated position. So rolling up when you're ready. And we'll do mindfulness of breath today. A lovely sort of focused breathing practice and meditation, where we can just simply kind of follow the stages and relax into the sequence. So just a reminder, the 4 stages of mindfulness of breath. Part 1, we count the out breath 1 to 10. Part 2, we count the in breath 1 to 10. Part 3, we relax all counting. And then part 4, we just really hone in on our awareness on the sensation of the breath around the nose, the lips, and the chest, and whatever you feel through the body. So I'll set the timer for about 5 minutes. It usually takes about 5 minutes. So let's just settle into this lovely practice. Rest your hands, close your eyes, relax your shoulders. And we'll begin. So counting the out breath. Don't rush it, just enjoy whatever pace of breath you're feeling at the moment. And then after 10, counting the in-breath. After 10, just relax the count completely. And let's just take this last part to really observe the breath. What you feel. And then just gently we'll take a few more breaths and come back into our space again. How did that make you feel? Maybe it's the first time for a while that you've sat down and had this space to meditate and just to focus on the breath. So nice and peaceful. Let's come into first pose, butterfly. Lovely familiar pose that we all know. Drawing our feet together, supporting under legs if you need to, whatever you feel. And sometimes you might not normally need to, but we haven't done it for a while and you might want that added support today. So be open to how your body responds. And then just gently, when you're ready, folding forward. Lovely for liver and kidneys and spleen and gallbladder, this pose. And as you settle, just allowing yourself to observe where you're tight and tense. And gradually letting go. Softening through your shoulders. And releasing through the neck and the head. And aware of whether there's any tightness in your calves and around the backs of your knees. Awareness on your breath in your belly. How do you feel in this pose today? What emotions come up for you as well? It's a lovely grounding pose together with working with the hips and sacral. So joy in emotional energy here. And just aware of your threshold in this pose, going to what I always sort of advise is 70% of a stretch. But you might be higher than that or slightly below that. Enjoying this time and cultivating that real awareness of your body again. So we'll take a few more breaths, gently lifting up. And noticing how it feels even as you just lift up and come into neutral. Have a few moments just to let your spine and back settle. It might take a few breaths just to let it soften into a natural shape. And then it might take a few more breaths to really relax and release the tension. And around about now, it might feel like everything is just starting to ease. Just following whatever sensation you feel through your body, through the legs, the feet. And just enjoy the breath. And then when you're ready, let's hug our knees in. Nice little rock or roll. When you're ready coming up, we're going to come into seal. As our sort of first practice back, it's nice to move the body in sort of all directions today, nice and gently. I'm going to use a cushion just to rest sort of little bit of belly and upper chest. And then we'll come into this very gentle back bend. If you have a block, you can use it for the forehead too. Depending on how tender your lower back is or how it feels today, take the arms a little bit wider, or if you're quite happy here, having the elbows under the shoulders, that's fine too, whatever feels right. And then as you settle into this pose, relaxing the legs, your feet the heels kind of roll into the centre. Start to soften through the legs and buttocks. Nice deep belly breaths. And just use the breath as the opportunity to relax even more. Keep looking for tension, because even though it might be very subtle and minute, there's still often tension lingering in your body. How do you feel around the shoulders, the head and the neck? Noticing your thoughts. How does this pose suit you today? Can you relax into it, or is it a little bit of a challenge to continually relax? Following the belly breaths. How does it feel? Does it feel softer now in the lower back? Keep relaxing the buttocks. Notice if your breath is rapid or whether it's quite gentle and slow. Relaxed hands and wrists. And so we'll take one more breath. And gently, in whatever way feels comfortable for you, let's come out. Find neutral. Perhaps just sort of pushing back into a brief child's pose as you transition. And then coming onto the mat. Whatever feels right. You know your own body. And just doing this all really slowly so that you can really sort of observe every part that has to move. And again, take the time to just allow everything to settle. It doesn't soften immediately. It takes just a few breaths or moments to let everything release to the mat. And so just tuning in especially to the lower back. Just keep checking in to see if you're fully relaxed or whether there's still a little bit that's holding tension somewhere. And then we'll hug our knees in. We're going to come into heart bench next. So needing 2 blocks for this one. With seal, we've sort of targeted the lower part of the spine and back. And so with heart bench, we're coming into sort of more of the top part of our spine. So 1 block on the height and the other on the second height. And then gently we'll lower back. With this lower block in alignment with the spine. And just find where you're comfortable. As always, it takes me a few moments just to have a fidget. And find where it best is placed. The top block just supports the back of the head, just as a rest. And then we can just allow our arms to be wherever we're comfortable, higher up or sort of closer to the body, whatever feels right. So not too much of a curve in the lower spine with this one. It's more about really opening up this upper and the thoracic part. Just take a few breaths here. It feels strange to start with, but it will soften and get easier. Breathe into the belly. Feel the breath move from the belly into the chest. And maybe close your eyes, try to relax your buttocks and lower back, legs and feet. And just feeling this openness in your chest. This is always an unusual pose to come into because we never really feel this position day to day. Especially if we've not done it for a while, it might feel a little bit strange. Be open to it. Be open to whatever you're feeling, trying to relax all the time. And if your eyes are closed, just observing whatever you're seeing behind your closed eyes. Observe what you're feeling emotionally as well. The positions we put our body in and the meridians and certain chakras and subtle body energy we target can really shift our emotions from pose to pose. So it's always nice to be open and curious as to what comes up. Whether it's positive or we deem it as slightly negative, it will always flow through us. Keep relaxing. If at any time you need to come out of any of these poses, please do. How does this pose feel today? Sometimes you'll love it, other times it will challenge you, or it won't feel as nice perhaps. So we'll take another breath. And then when you're ready, lifting your head, using your arms behind you, just support lifting up. Popping blocks to the side. And just enjoying how it feels to gently come down. Again, nice and slowly, you kind of feel every part of the back that comes to the mat. And then as we just soften into this, it just starts to form its natural shape again. Nice deep breath in and a sigh. That helps relax. Soften your shoulders. Let your chin tuck in. And again, in this neutral pose, just noticing the effects of heart bench. Every pose we do, the body's going to feel different in this kind of reset position. How do you feel? Physically, mentally, emotionally? And then we'll hug in. Nice little rock. We're going to come to seated and then come into dragonfly. So extending legs out wide. Gently allowing the body to come forward if it feels it wants to. So we came forward with butterfly and then seal and heart bench, two poses where the back is taken backwards, and then again a nice gentle one here, not as sort of forward perhaps as butterfly, but getting this lovely deep stretch on the inner side of our legs and the meridians here. If you need something under your knees, a little rolled up towel is fine. Relax. Notice the tightness that you're holding. And without any expectation, just go with it. Following your breath into your belly. And sort of around now, you might feel that things are just starting to ease and accept the pose. Try to keep relaxing the feet and ankles if you find that the legs do tense up. Only going as far as your body wants you to today. After a little break, we might feel quite stiff. Keep softening, being passive. Where else can you relax? Again, just check every now and then whether you feel like you're pointing your toes and just relax the feet off. We'll take 3 breaths, really allowing them to be conscious and aware of the breath in the belly and chest. Movement in the back of your body, back ribs. And again, just slowly lifting up, feeling the release in the tightness through the legs, just as you lift the body. And then find nice neutral spine. And just enjoying that sort of tingliness that you feel through perhaps the backs of your knees, inside of the thighs. Again, a lovely one for liver, kidney and spleen. Take a nice deep breath and sigh as you relax. Softening into the lower back, upper back and shoulders. Just enjoy focusing on your breath in your belly now. Just for a few moments, follow the rhythm of the breath. And then we can hug in. Using a little cushion, we're going to come into bench. So another little counter pose for the spine leaning forward just then. So rolling up, small cushion. Take it a few inches away from the body and then lying back. But that's how I like it. Just find where you like it. We're getting more of a stretch again, a bit like heart bench through the upper body and less of a curve into the lower lumbar spine. This is a really lovely, soft, relaxing pose. Support the neck if you need to. But with quite a low cushion, you might not need anything behind the neck. It's quite close to the mat. So here, relax your buttocks, relax legs and lower spine. And enjoy being supported over the cushion. Lovely deep breaths. Just feel nourished and supported. Keep checking for tension, even though this is one of the most relaxing poses. You might find that the lower back muscles tighten, shoulders perhaps, neck. And again, aware of your thoughts. Following your breath. And we'll take one more deep breath here. Slowly lift your head. Bring your body up just as much as you can to pull the cushion out. And then come back down. Just take this time to observe, what do you feel, where do you feel it? We've done quite a lot with the back this morning, forwards and backwards, and each time we come into this neutral pose, you'll probably experience a different sort of after effect. So just tuning in and being really aware of what feels good. So as all that fades away, we'll draw our knees in. Come into a nice rock. And waterfall is our next pose. So taking the feet up, a lovely little, most gentle inversion you can come into, really. So if you've got your pillow handy again, I like to just sort of wedge it under the buttocks, just to tilt the pelvis up a little bit, feel supported. And then rest here. If you've got a blanket, which you can use shortly for relaxing, pop it over your feet. Not only does it keep you warm, but again, kind of creates that nice waterfall feeling. Keeps your feet together. If you've got a big enough blanket, you can hide underneath it as well, like a tent. So relaxing, close the eyes. You can have a nice bend in the knee, don't have to have rigid legs. Whatever feels comfortable, we're just allowing everything to drain in the opposite direction. Resting the heart. Observing your breath, the fullness of your breath. The quality of your breath, noisiness. Just enjoying being with yourself at this moment in time. Many people can feel quite uncomfortable in their own space and have to have diversions and music or things to numb the uncomfortableness of being themselves. So just enjoying this. Let's take a breath and just gently lower the feet down as we bend the knees. Pull the cushion out and extend your legs down into neutral. Taking a few breaths. And even though I hadn't planned for it, but I think actually coming into just a few breaths of banana would be nice, just to have a nice side stretch to the body. We've come forward and back quite a lot. So if you want to, just bring your feet to the lower right corner, right foot over left, shoulders over to the top right, and we'll just have a minute on each side. So not too intense of a stretch, but just a little bit of a feel. Relax your buttocks and soften your lower back. Take some deep breaths into the belly. Just enjoy following the breath down into the belly, how it moves into your left side. Let's come back into neutral. Have a few breaths here. Even though that was probably less than a minute, just feeling whatever you feel in your left side of your body. The difference from the right. And then we'll come to the left, so feet left, left foot over right, shoulders left. Relax buttocks and lower back, and just, again, enjoy a little, very gentle, mild stretch here. Notice if you've got tension in the sides of your waist or you're holding abdominal muscles a little tight. Really try and let go. And again, notice how the breath feels like it's moving differently this side. Open into the right side and restricted into the left. And with one more breath, we'll come back to neutral. Just shuffle your way back to centre. Have a few moments just to observe. Nice sigh. And then relaxation. If you want to remain lying down, you can do. If you want to come up to seated, whatever feels right for you. Have a little rock if you need to. And getting comfortable and warm. So moving the body backwards, forwards, a little side stretch, opening through legs. The only thing we haven't done really is a twist. But other than that, the body's kind of moved in all directions. Let's take a little advice from our wonderful angels and see what we get this morning. Okay, Merlina. Let's read what we've been given here. It may resonate, it may not. You are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. You have felt like you are chasing your tail, looking at this option and then that option. This indecisiveness is exhausting you, dear one. The reason why you're confused is that you do not have enough information to make an informed decision. Your choices appear too similar right now, but once you conduct additional research, your decision will become more clear. First, begin by asking God and the angels to enter your dreams and give you more information. Then ask your feelings to give you guidance. This means imagining what it would feel like to make this decision. And then imagine what it would feel like to make another choice. Go deep within and notice how your body reacts as you try on the different options. If your gut or jaw tightens, this is a sign that something isn't right. If your heart flutters with warmth, then this is a sign that you're on the right path. Before making your final choice, seek counsel of wise friends and teachers whose experience and intuition can guide you. So anyone out there who's a little bit indecisive or has a decision hanging over them, maybe that will resonate with you. Let's have a bit of quiet time now. Just relax. So very gently now, just bringing your awareness back first of all. No need to move. Noticing how you're feeling. How does your body feel now as opposed to before the practice? If something specific feels better and relieved, perhaps it's just nice to be back on your mat in your own space and quiet time. So very gently now, whether you're seated or lying down, just gently move fingers and toes. Maybe rock the head. And if you are lying, you can hug the knees in. Take a few moments just to rock and come back into your physical space, ready for the rest of the day. Feeling good, the mind more positive. And so coming to seated. Have a few moments again to ground your energies down. Take a few deep breaths. And then we can bring hands together to heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.